Today is Sunday, March 13, 2016, and this is our third session of the Tableau 9.2 classes. Uh, Today we'll be talking about how to organize your data source and a little about forecasting, and then we will go into case study of shipping. We're going to look at the average shipping cost uh, by different ways, by country as well as by bar chart, and then we will also look at the running total for shipping cost and see how to do the running totals, and then we'll create a dashboard with filters, and we will also create a story. So we're going to start with the data source, how we're going to organize a data source. So this is Tableau Public. So we go to the Excel tab, select Excel, and then we select the worksheet that we want, and we open up the worksheet. So now these are the three tabs within the worksheet. So we select the orders tab, and then we go to the sheet. G, right?
At this point, have you done anything other than just install Tableau?
We're starting from scratch. So this is like a just starting from scratch, and you will connect with your workbook, and when you open select orders, so when you select, this is your data source. So we will be talking about the data source, how to organize. So if you look at the data source, it says dimensions here, and then it says measures. So dimensions are it also already does a distinct values, and the measures are continuous values. So we're going to organize. So to organize this data source, you do two things: you create hierarchies and you create folders. So we're going to do both. We're going to create a hierarchy and we're going to create folder. So yeah. No, it can have any data source. Yeah, but the Tableau Public can only work with Excel, and it can also work with Access. But if you want to connect with database like Oracle or IBM, then you need the paid version. Yeah, but the functionality is the same. The paid version is going to work the same way, but the public has limited data sources. So to create, but they'll work the same way. The professional will work the same way. So what you do is you pick up this subcategory and put it top of category, and then you give it a name, products. So it's now creating a hierarchy.
What is the input file name, and what is it called when we download it?
It's called the Global Superstore.
Global source.
So if you want to look at it, you can actually go here, and you go to Excel, and there is a Global Superstore. There are two versions of Superstore in Tableau. There's a Superstore and there's a Global Superstore. Superstore doesn't have countries. The Global Superstore has countries. Okay, so I've created this hierarchy: category, subcategory, product name, product ID. If I do a double click, or if I select it, do I double click on this one? So now it shows here, and then I click here. It's already built a hierarchy. So what we are going to do is we're going to link this with sales. So let me clear the worksheet. Let me just select sales. If you select sales, and let me put the labels on. So we had a total sales of 12.6 million. Let me put it on the rows here. 12.6 million. Now let me bring my category. So if you bring the category down, it shows that the 12 million got divided into 4 million, 3 million, and 4 million here. Now I also want a dollar to appear. For the dollar to appear, you go to sales, and you go to right click, you go to default properties, and you do the number format. And I'm going to take currency with no decimal places. So now the dollar will also appear. So, and then, so I click further, it broke down into the subcategories. Now I want to order it. So to order it, I select this and I select descending. So it's ordered descending
by the descending.
by the revenue amount descending. So this is showing me my sales by product and subcategory. If I want to go down, I can go down to the product level and I can go up. So it has built a hierarchy. Now let me show you how to build a folder. Uh, Let me build one more hierarchy. So there is this city and country. So this is part of a location hierarchy. So I'm going to take city and take it to state, and I'm going to call it location. Okay, and I'll take country, and then it has a region, and it has a market. So this has become location hierarchy. The first one was a product hierarchy. Now I've got this customer and customer hierarchy, customer name. This is not a hierarchy, but I can organize this as a folder. To create a folder, you do a right click and you look at folders. Here is disabled. So in the beginning it's disabled, you have to enable it. To enable it, you do group by and then click here to enable the folders. You click here, the folders got enabled. Now you come back again here, customer ID, and go back to folders. Now it's enabled, and create folder, and the folder is called customer. We are creating customer folder. So we are trying to organize our data source, and then I'm going to put the customer name there. So customer ID, customer name is under customer. Okay. Now this I want to create another folder called orders. So let me folders, create folder, orders, and I'm going to put order ID and order priority under orders. Okay, I'm going to create postal code. Postal code needs to be in location, so I already created this hierarchy location. I'm going to move postal code inside the locations. Okay, now this ship date, I can create another folder. So folder, create folder, again a folder, create folder, shipping, SHI, shipping. So ship date and ship mode. So what I have done is I have organized my data source into folders and hierarchies. So I created this hierarchy. Now I just want to add profit to it. So the profit is showing in by colors, and the green means it's profitable and red means there's a loss. And I want to put this number of records on size. So it's showing you sales and profits. So this is we created a worksheet, and we're going to rename this. We're going to call it this was profit and sales. Yeah, this is profit and sales. So rename sales and profit. Okay. Okay, I'm going to another worksheet. Again, I'm going to look at sales and profit, but in a different way. We're going to touch upon forecasting. So let's take a look. So we select sales, and forecasting relating to time. So I need to get time. So I go to orders and take orders date and put the order dates here. So it is showing me sales by year, 2012, 13, 14. I want to look at by month. So I click here and select months. So now it's showing me a graph of how the sales is doing across months, across years. I want to look at profit also. So uh, let's bring the profit here, and then I want to differentiate between them. So take the measure names and put on colors. So here the profit is in blue, and the quantity. I don't want quantity. I want sales. So I'm going to remove quantity. I'm going to put sales. So so the profit is in blue and the sales is in green. Uh, so it's showing you how the trend is. Now I want to see simple forecasting. We're not going to go into detailed forecasting, but simple forecasting. So this, the tab you were looking here was the data tab. If you click here, this is the analytic tab. Once you go to analytic tab, you just click forecast. So it is showing you the forecasted things. Now I want to actually look at the values. So I go to labels and turn the labels on. So if you see in this one, which is the profit, my last profit was $67,000 or $62,000, but as per the pattern, looks like I'm going to go down a little, because that's what the pattern is, and then it'll go up, go to 60. So it is based on your historical trends. It is telling you what is the expected thing. And if you look at the sales, again looking at your historic trends, it is expecting a dip here and then going up. So it is at least giving you some forecasting idea. There's also a thing known as trend line. You can enable that trend line. So, and if you can pull it here, and type of trend line, so I'd put linear trend line. So it gives you like a graph of with an expected tolerance, like what should be your values. So, and then if you want, you can disable them. Trend lines, you can disable them. So this is, I'm not going to go into detail, but this is a brief built-in facilities for doing the forecasting and trend lines to see how your things will behave based on the previous pattern. So this is the sales and profit forecast. I'm going to rename it. Sales and profit forecast. Okay. Now we're going to start a case study. This case study is about shipping cost. So we're going to create 4 sheets of different types. We're going to look at shipping cost by different ways. And then we're going to create a dashboard and a story. So the first way we're going to look at shipping cost is we're going to look at the average shipping cost, and then we're going to look at it by shipping mode. And then we're going to look at by order priority. So we're going to combine these various things and looking shipping cost by different angles to understand it better. So we pick up shipping cost. So by default it is goes to sum, but I don't want sum, I want average. So you click here and you go here and you select average. So now it is become average, and I want to look at the, I want to turn the labels on. I want to look at the value also, and I prefer to see the dollar sign. So let me go to the shipping cost and go to the default properties and go to the number format and custom, and then currency. So my shipping cost is $26. I want to pivot the axis, see it in a different way. So right now, if you take the total shipping, my shipping cost is $26. Average shipping cost. This is my average shipping cost. Now, but the shipping cost varies whether you do priority mailing or same day shipping or standard shipping. So we're going to look at it by mode. So I'm going to select mode here and put it in rows. So I can make it bigger, entire view, and then let me order it. So this is interesting. So total shipping cost average was $26. But if you look at by shipping mode, you see that same day shipping is actually, average of same day shipping is $43. First class shipping is $41. Second class shipping is $30, and the standard shipping is $20. So the overall average was 26, but within that, if you look at the So you see the difference. Now let me put order priority, and let's put the order priority on color also. Okay, now I'm going to change the colors because the critical is blue. So this is not a good color for critical, so I'm going to change the color. So I'm going to select here, go to edit colors, and the critical I want red, so you just change it to red. High orange is okay. Medium I want yellow, sorry, medium yellow, and low green. So critical red, high is orange, medium is yellow, and low is green. So let me change the colors. So the colors got changed. Now here is showing the medium at the end. I want the medium to be the least, so you can select this and push it down. It takes a little doing because you have to press keys in a certain way. Yes, you have to do a control select. So here what you see is that in same day shipping there was no low priority shipping. It was critical, high, and medium. First class also critical, high, medium. Second class critical, high, medium. But in the standard class there was no critical order priority. It was high, medium, and low. And the low priority is only in the standard. So you are now seeing the data, what the data represents. If you did not have this visualization, you really cannot understand the data that well. So we're going to look at the data 4 ways. This is just one of the 4 ways of the shipping cost. So this was what we did, was we did the average of the shipping cost and looked at it by shipping mode and order priority. So I'll just put it some label here. Basically it's average shipping cost. Okay. Now we're going to look at shipping cost another way, average shipping cost another way. We're going to see by country. So by location. So I go to location, I select country. So it automatically maps the countries. But I want to look at the shipping cost on the countries. So what I do is I take shipping cost here and put the shipping cost on color. So if you look at here, by default it did the sum because that's a default. And if you see, the US is dark green. And if you click here, it says $238,000. That is the shipping cost. So this is the highest shipping cost because it's the dark green. So highest shipping cost is in US. But I don't want to look at by the sum, I want to look at the average. So I select here, select the measure and click it average. Again, now you see things suddenly changed. US is actually light. So although US has the most shipping, but the shipping cost was not the highest in the US. It is actually low. The shipping cost highest is in chart. It's $149. But again, here I'm not getting an idea of what's the scale, how many orders are being shipped to chart. So I want to get that idea of how many orders. So what I do is I go to order ID and then I right click. I say convert to measure. So it comes down and it automatically does a distinct on the order ID. And then I select this and put it on detail. So you did not see anything change, but behind the scene it has changed. So when I come here and I put my cursor on it, the tooltip now shows distinct count of orders is 1. So although chart had the highest shipping of $191 for $49, but it only had 1 order. If you go to the US, it has 5,009 orders and the average shipping cost is $24. So here you are getting, so I'm also looking at average here but in a different way. So so this is again, average of shipping cost by country. Rename. Average shipping cost by country. Okay. Now I'm going to again look at shipping cost, but this is a little different. We're going to look at running cost, and it's a little tricky how you do running cost, but it's very interesting. So, so I'm going to show you. So again, I'm going to take shipping cost. This time I'm going to let it be sum because we are not going to do average. We're going to look at sum, but we are going to do running totals. So I want to turn the labels on. I like the labels on so that it tells me the actual value. So total shipping cost is 1.35 million. So running totals means it's analysis by time series. So I want to bring the ship date in. So select ship date and bring the ship date in. Now, this is a very interesting exercise. You'll really enjoy it because this will show you some very nice techniques. So when you bring the ship date here, you see that 2011, 2012, 2013 and 14 the shipping cost is going up, and suddenly it drops. So this is like an outlier because it drops because the data is not complete, because it just started. 2015 has just started. The data is not complete. So we want to exclude 2015 from an analysis. So to do that, we're going to use filters. So just look at it how we're going to do filters. It's very interesting. So what we do is we put the ship date onto filters. So it asks us what type of filter you want. So I want a year filter, so I'm going to select years and next. So it says select all years. No, I don't want to do that. So let me exclude everything. But basically I just want to exclude 2015. So I will select 2015 and say exclude. So it will give everything to me from 2001 to 14 and it's going to exclude 2015. So once I do that, I click OK. You see my chart is OK now. So I basically remove the outlier by putting a filter. Okay, so this is the analysis, but this is analysis is by year. I want to see the analysis by month. So I click here and I select a month. So this is the shipping cost analysis by month, and it is showing me different months what are the shipping values. But this is showing me the values of a sum of total. I want to look at the running total. So to do the running total, I come here, which is the sum, click right here, go to quick table calculations and select a running total. So running total means it's accumulating. So now you see the trend, you see the graph. Now all these numbers are not looking nice. It's looking like a snake or something. So I'm going to switch off the numbers. I can turn it on anytime I want. So it is now showing me a graph of how the shipping cost is going up years because it's a running total. But now I want to look at it by shipping mode. So how it's doing by different modes. So I select shipping mode and bring it up to here, shipping mode. Right. So it is showing me now within shipping cost, but it's showing me mode. Now this sequence is slightly out of order because well, I can adjust it later on. But basically I wanted, if you look at my previous graph, the same day has the minimum shipping cost. But anyway, we can adjust it. So to move things around, you have to pull it. You can pull this thing Same day I put on the here. Yeah, that's better because it has the least value. So now you are seeing it like this. Now I want to change. It's not that visually representative. So I want to change the type from automatic, mark type to automatic to area. So now this is better. It is showing me how the shipping cost is going up. And let me select order priority and put it on color. So, and then let's put the low priority. Okay, it's very interesting. So, and let me turn the labels on. Uh, so, what it's showing me is in the previous one we saw that the same day was the highest. Same day was at the highest shipping value. It was like average was the highest, $63, and standard it was the lowest. This was the average. But if you look at the running total, is reversed. The same day actually has the lowest value because only few orders go, and they are critical, high, and medium. There is no low priority order here. And standard class, which had the lowest shipping, but it actually has the highest number of orders. I'm going to remove the label. It's not looking nice. And it has the standard class has no critical, and it has low. It has low. Now I want to add some filters here because so that I can filter it. So I want to put a right click here and show filter. And I'm going to change that how the filter get display. Click here, and multiple values drop down, and also apply to all worksheet. I'm going to select here again, apply to worksheet, all using this data source. So this is one filter, and then I'm going to put another filter on the market. So the market is in location. Come here, location, do a right click and show filters, and again change the type to drop down multiple values, and also change it to apply to all, and I'll show you the magic it does, all using this data source. Okay, so now what I do, I can select something. For example, I remove all, everything will go away. I only want to look at low priority orders. So that's only in standard class. I also want to look at medium. So you see how depending on my filter the things start coming up. Similarly, I can do for the market. I can just want to remove everything, so everything go away. I just want to look at the US market. So when the US comes. So here with your filter you can changing the data. So this is basically my running total. So I'm looking at running total of shipping costs. Rename running total shipping cost. Okay. Now let's create another one. This one I'm going to look at the products. So let's select product name, and I want to look at the sales for the product. So select sales and put sales here, and I want to order it. So order descending, sum descending, and then order priority, and then the low one should go down. So you see we are looking at the same shipping cost by different angles. So here we are looking at how by product, which product is being shipped which way. So what we are seeing is that if you look here, this is the highest selling product, Apple smartphone, but the low priority is very little Majority of the orders are medium shipping priority, uh, which had a sale of $67,000. Low had only $2,000, and then high priority was 15,000. Critical was 2,000. So majority of our orders are actually medium priority shipping. So these are the skills like Tableau. What we're using is, this is the data analysis we are doing, because in this new world that we are in, there's a ton of data, but just throwing the numbers together, you can't make meaning out of it. So what Tableau is allowing you is getting the meaning out of data. So this is a necessary skill for any business analyst, because if you're going to analyze the data, that's a business analyst skill. So Tableau is a very useful tool for that. So any of us who wants to be in the role of a business analyst need to use tools which can help us understand the data. And Tableau is a leading tool. That's not the only tool. There are many other tools in the market which can help you do the visual analytics. But this makes it very easy, because up till now I haven't written a single line of code. And this is a lot of programming that's going behind the scene. I've done average, I've done running totals, I've done sum without writing a single line of code. So this is the product sales. Okay, so I created 4 worksheets relating to shipping. I did the average shipping cost, I did the shipping cost by country, running total shipping cost, and product sales. I'm going to start combining them in a dashboard. So let's create a dashboard. I'm going to rename this, call it shipping dashboard. Shipping dashboard. And shipping SH. Okay. Now size, make it we can change it later on, but right now laptop, but they will change it later. I'll show you. Okay, so now these are in the dashboard, you combine various sheets. So let me get this running total first. So this is the running total. Then let me take the average shipping and bring it here, and then my global thing, bring it here. So this is the dashboard, and if you change something, it will interact. So for example, if I change it to critical, so everything changes. So everything is linked together. So this is my dashboard. So now let me create my story. So it's called, I'm going to rename it shipping shipping story. I'm going to call it here also shipping story. Shipping cost story. So in the story, we're going to combine those things together. So we're going to look at various angles. So let's look at the global picture. Okay, so size, laptop. So overall, so you give your heading. Overall, the shipping cost is similar across the world, but this Chad is an outlier, so you can put a description here. Chad is an outlier with only one order. It's an outlier but only one order, so we should not consider it as part of our analysis. So this is one. Then we want to look at other views of the same data. Let's look at the average shipping cost. Let's bring it here.
What happens if the data changes like next month? This description will have to go and change.
So no, nothing will change manually. So everything is based on the data. So you can refresh the workbook, and refreshing has multiple ways. If you had a Tableau server, you can schedule the refreshes nightly or weekly so that the users don't have to refresh. Or if you don't have the server, you can click and whenever you open the spreadsheet, it will bring the latest data from the spreadsheet. So your analysis will remain the same, but it will pick up the latest. So if the values changes, that will automatically change. So when you open up, it's going to reload.
What about the story? Then
Story will the same. The numbers will change behind the scene, but the story will, because what is story? It's a metadata. That will remain the same. But the values behind it will of course change daily because as your values are changing.
I think maybe
the
he
disclaimer.
the captions. Yeah, the captions.
The disclaimer you have like a chat to exclude chat from the analysis.
That will remain the same because that you put it yourself. That's not going to change. But if something else changes, you will have to go and update it.
But if the data changes, if chat gets 500 orders suddenly,
So your description will remain the same, but the when you put a
you have to come and repeat and move it.
right,
You would like to.
or if you but your tooltip, when you put a tooltip on it, it will show you if it's 5, it will show you 5 here.
The tooltip will be the same.
Yeah, but this is like a story. Just let me explain what story means. Story means it's a snapshot. When you take a story, so in point in time snapshot. So at this time, this is the overall shipping child outlier. Then if you click here and you do an update here. So this is like a snapshot. So what is telling you? It's telling you that the low priority orders are only shipped standard. Low priority orders are only shipped standard shipping mode. So this is your story. So based on your data. Now let's bring the product sales down. This one. And then let me click here, or let me click in this medium. Click here. So you see most of your orders are medium. Do a update here. Most of the orders. So this is story about the data. Most of the orders are medium. Okay. Then we can bring our dashboard down. And okay, now dashboard is not fitting in right now. So to fit it, you go back to the dashboard here, and you click here, and on the side somewhere, and you change the size, and you say fit to shipping story, and then you come back to the story. It will fit now. So here you can actually analyze the shipping cost by changing filters. So you can change a filter here and you can do your analysis. So now then when you publish this, I'm going to publish this file, save as, Nishtar one. So I'll call it shipping cost story. Yeah, right. And then you can hide, because story is made up of sheets. You can hide the sheets so that the target person only sees the story. Or you can make it visible. That setting is on the server side.
Can you explain story again? It's not clear.
So story, because the thing is you are building individual sheets. So that is because I looked at shipping cost 4 different ways. So, but what meaning I got out of it? So I presented the data, but when I present the data, what meaning did I get out of it? That's your story, and that's where you can put your comments and you can explain, and you can put all the things together, and then you can go through the story like this. Overall, when you click here, overall, so this is the meaning I got. The overall the shipping cost is similar across the world. Low then low priorities are orders are only shipped standard. Most of the orders are medium shipping, and then analyze the shipping cost by changing filters. And now this is published to the world.
These are your notes or your.
It's my story, it's my snapshot of a point in time of my analysis. So this 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 is my analysis. So let me switch this off. So what is the purpose of making these diagram? They look pretty, which is fine, but that's not the purpose. The purpose is to get the meaning out of data. And what meaning did I got out of it? Unless I explain, you will not know. So in that story, I'm making this snapshot of what the meaning I got out of it, and then I'm publishing it on the web so that I can share with all my colleagues of the meaning I got out of this data, or anyone in this is Tableau public, so you can share with anyone. Yeah, with the entire world. So the story I made, you can access it from your home or from any part of the world. This is website.
How would I just for an example? How would I access this one? This
Yeah, so there's a link.
you just say
So when you
would provide the link.
I will provide the link, and it tells you where the link is. So yeah, yeah. So when you go here, you go to edit details. Okay. So it tells you allow workbook and data to be downloaded by the users. So you enable this option. Show workbook sheets to tabs. So you can disable these things, because if you don't want to show them how you built your story, you can disable that, because you only want to show the story. So you can disable those. And there's this share option. So when you share, you click here. This is the link. So if when I send this link to you, you can just click on this link and
Click on that thing, please, if you don't mind. The mailbox or that letter. Email.
yeah,
Is your Outlook working on here?
yeah. What's your ID?
Is a key 13?
A
Z
Z A K I.
13, that one.
Yeah. Okay, open it from your. That's one way. Then there's another way. Other ways, if I go to my profile, that's easier actually. That anyone can do. There's a standard naming convention that Tableau uses. So if you go to https://public.tableau.com/profile and then my name, Omar.Nishtar, you can see all my workbooks. Similarly, I can go, if I know your name, I can just go and see all your workbooks. That way I don't have to remember the individual connection. But the one that I emailed to you was an individual connection, so that you see the specific sheet, but this is the general one. So this is the Tableau public. This is for practice and sharing.
Is that a pound sign and
You don't have to do that.
just a
Yeah, yeah. Then there is a enterprise version, which is called the Tableau server. In that you have security, so no one else can see it. And then there's another version called Tableau Online. If you don't want to install your own server, so the Tableau does install it for you. It's called Tableau Online. And that also has security, and you have to pay for that, of course. But this is a free version for practice, and I think it's very nice because it is giving you the desktop functionality. it is giving you the server functionality, is giving you the sharing functionality, and we are getting the meaning out of the data. So at the end of the day, in the US and across the world, companies are collecting tons of data, and they need to get the meaning out of it. And getting meaning out of it is the story about the data. And how we created story, that is what we told today. To create the story, you create the worksheets, individual worksheets, and then you can create a dashboard, and you put all of them together in a story. So that is all for today.